right, welcome to another fantasy football show. Welcome, guys. It's week 7 already. Time's flying. Justin,
depressing.
Is your kid dressing up as anything for Halloween? Are you in that phase yet? Is she old enough?
Yeah, well, she did last year. Yeah, I think she's into PJ Masks.
You don't choose the beginning. You force them into like something. Like
no, she chose.
And
she
Justin
chose.
has no say in it.
Yeah.
I don't really have a say in it, but no, she wants to be PJ Masks, so we're doing the PJ Masks. So
yes,
yeah,
I know what those are.
Good children's programming.
Knowing that, yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I know you did it. It's okay. Mine wants to be
Bluey related. That's my guess.
She likes Bluey too. Bluey's
cartoon. Bluey's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah,
in that realm though.
Mine wants to be 11 from Stranger Things for 2 years in a row.
Wow. Okay.
I just like him awesome because I do a little makeup, little bloody nose action.
Yeah, just
like I do a little like I feel like I'm like so creative doing a little bloop action on the nose, but
it's very good.
It works out.
Very
Not
good.
bad. What are you going to be for Halloween, Jacob?
Yeah, what are you going to be?
That's a good question. I'm not a dresser upper. I was like Taylor. Taylor was like Vader a million years in a row. I had just a screaming baseball mask that I would just wear because it was like, oh, everyone's dressing up at school, and I was like,
you seem like a baseball like paint guy.
Yeah,
like you just put the paint underneath your eye, and you're like, yo, I'm an athlete. You know?
Yeah,
I wanted the least amount of effort possible.
So wearing like a polo. Yeah, you don't even
wear
know.
a baseball jersey. Wear like a Reggie Jackson jersey. Put some like little face paint underneath. And, like you're a baseball player. You know.
I think Taylor was with us one year in college when we dressed up as a team of refs. We all had whistles. It was like the most annoying thing to ever do at a party. But
it's the easiest costume.
Party foul.
Yeah, literally, that's what we walk around saying.
You throwing flags at people in the middle of the
party foul. Like that's
it's the only time refs are liked.
Exactly.
All right, we get to the injury rundown this week. Everyone's probably pretty deep on the waiver wire right now and in the free agents pickups. So we'll have your leftovers a little later, get you some action in that Rams backfield and Lions backfield, whatever's left of it. Kyren Williams ankle first initially didn't look too bad. He played through in the second half, and then he came off late with the game out of hand. Seemed like he kind of got landed on. The way they're talking, it might be high ankle. We're waiting for some more video, but it sounds like he's out this week at least. Ronnie Rivers out with the PCL. He's on IR, so you're going deep in that backfield. They signed everybody on God's earth to play on their practice
Everyone
squad.
that's dead like 30 snaps in the NFL is now there. Yes.
Royce Freeman, shout out. Get another job. Good job.
He has, I think he's like at the immaculate grid part of his career, you know? Like
Julio Jones is.
Yeah,
we can get to that.
True, yes.
David Montgomery missed practice with the ribs. They're talking like he's going to be out this week too. Jahmyr Gibbs did practice LP with the hamstring, so good sign that he's on track to return. I don't know if they use him a ton between the tackles. Craig Reynolds also would have been used between the tackles, but DNP today, hamstring and toe. Are recording this on Wednesday, so interesting in that backfield. I think Divine Ozigbo is left there.
They'll allow it. Yeah, they're pretty close. I think that's
I know the name, but I didn't know
what
the player.
What are you going to say, Justin? What are you?
It's Divine Ozigbo.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I made like a sound effect there. It's like
I heard it. It was like
yeah.
No, I'm not. I listen.
It's related to Wembanyama though. Like it's a little French action.
Until the player comes out and says, "Listen, this is how you got to say it," which is becoming a trend, I think. Now, then you just kind of wing it. You know, get as close as you can and see what happens.
I want to call Wembanyama V-dub, but that he's French, not German. So
doesn't really
we're done. We're done here. Yeah.
Toward a Victor, something like that.
Ugh, yeah,
I don't know. Trevor Lawrence practiced in limited fashion later in the week, so he looks like he's going to go on Thursday against the Saints. Josh Allen also practicing. Justin Fields, nope, not going to be playing for a while with that thumb. So Tyson Bagent, if you're in a Superflex 14-teamer, unfortunately, you're probably looking at that.
What's your name for him?
Tyson Bagent, Secret Bagent.
That's
not mine.
I like it. No, I like that though. That's good.
Twitter, but it's good.
Yeah,
it's a good way to remember a dude that went to a college in West Virginia. That's not West Virginia University.
Shepherd, just for the people that care. Yeah.
Anthony Richardson out for season, unfortunately for fantasy owners. But good news is it's not involving the ligament or the labrum. Nothing with this throwing motion. So anybody in Dynasty, you can hold on to him. He's going to have value going forward. But Gardner Minshew, I don't know if anybody's streaming him week to week, but that's a dangerous bet this week against Cleveland.
You are now,
yeah.
Him or Bagent. What are you talking about there?
I almost take Bagent over Gardner against Cleveland. He's going to get sacked a lot of times.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's my prediction.
You can't choose Bagent over anybody.
Hey, he was filling up the stat sheet when he was in there. He's in there like a quarter and a half, and he had a rushing touchdown, a pick, a fumble, and like 90 yards.
Stuff in the stats. That's what you like to see. Yeah.
What is that? That's like a barely full Easter basket. I mean, stuffing.
That's like a Westbrook triple double.
Yeah, they call it the backup QB triple double.
You got the turnovers there too.
You got to put those turnovers in.
Yeah.
Just get some more. Hunter Henry didn't practice today with the ankle. Ramondre did practice with an ankle. He picked up ankle in that same concussion check, but he was able to come back to the game. So good sign that he's going to be available this week. Daniel Jones practicing with the neck, so it looks like he's going to be back. LaPorta played through with the calf. It's going to be a little better this week, but same thing as Joe Burrow, chance for re-aggravation. He's going to have tough making plays after the catch, that type of deal. So
he looks like you never should take him out of your lineup unless it's a bye.
He doesn't even have to have 2 caps to be effective. Like, he still got 11 targets. He was the focal point of the offense outside of Amon-Ra with that.
It's like the Mahomes rule. Like, if Mahomes on his bye, you still leave him in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
out of respect for what he's done for you.
Like LaPorta, like you said, even with like not healthy, they couldn't help but like feature him.
They're throwing him nonstop.
Like,
they love him.
He seems like he's like close to like what we had, like, you know, the Andrews and the Kittles and stuff. Like, he's young, but like in the next couple of years, like he seems like he's Goss guy, like going down the field.
Now it's interesting, of all the rookie tight ends, that he's the one that's cemented as like the best one. It's not Michael Mayer got a little bit involved last week. It's not Dalton Kincaid.
Something's happening there.
It's not Luke Musgrave, unfortunately, but yeah, early lead for LaPorta, but a good tight end class so far.
A large lead. Yeah.
Large lead. All right, let's get some dudes and duds.
Dudes and duds.
Jacob, you do it.
Yeah,
Me
start
do it?
negative.
Yeah, you got it.
I just want to pile on my boy Kirk Cousins. Turns out if you don't have the best wide receiver in the league getting open a lot, you kind of look mediocre. Against the Bears,
No way.
against the Bears, 181 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 sacks, and a fumble lost. Yes, he had 2 fumbles, but only 1 lost. It's not getting it done. A lot of people have that Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson stack, and now you're looking for 2 positions, so that's not great.
You should have to Addison just to help out maybe a little, but yeah, the stack is dead at the current moment.
Right.
I know Justin Jefferson's obviously really, really good at football, and he kind of covers up a lot of the issues. But I still feel like
Sky Blue is his
right. These are big. These are the hard hitting fantasy football facts that you come here for.
Right,
okay.
Right.
But no, I mean, I don't know why I feel like on paper they still have enough talent to do better than this. I mean, obviously it's the first week without him. I don't know. I think there's definitely better days ahead. I wouldn't be like frantically trying to sell off any shares of the Vikings pass catching.
I mean, it's not this week against the Niners, though.
They're going to throw a billion times. I don't think Osborne's that bad. Addison looks like he can at least fill in a little bit. Like you said,
Hawkinson is still really good.
Is really good. So I don't think, like you said, dead in the water. It's just like you're not getting 160 from one player, so you got to have to figure out how to find that somewhere else. The first game he did not, but
it's a work in progress.
So here's what I will say about that.
Right.
The only panic I may have is, you want to get through this trade deadline and Kirk Cousins still be on the team, because if he's not on the team, then you panic if you have a Vikings pass catcher, I think.
Yeah, he's not helping, right, with the whole.
I was just thinking, if you have Kirk Cousins, I think you want him to be elsewhere.
Well, yeah, you'd want him to be elsewhere. I'm saying if you have a Vikings pass catcher, you want it to be Kirk Cousins,
whoever the backup is. I don't even know who the backup is in Minnesota.
Yeah, you don't want.
It used to be Nick Mullins, right? And then
he's on IR.
So it's a third.
It's somebody really good if we don't know it off the top of our head, but we'll have to look that up. You're stalling. Okay.
Darren Hall.
Jaron Hall.
BYU. He's the
Good
dual
call.
guy. Yeah, he's a rookie. So like
he
you
was
said,
throwing at Puka Nacua.
There you
He
go.
was lighting it up to Puka Nacua.
You don't want that starting per se. So Cousins is a key part. I know they're trying to do the tankathon for Caleb Williams, but not yet. Maybe, and then Cousins doesn't want to waive anything. Just keep it together.
Did you see the thing that Caleb Williams wants a partial ownership in whatever team drafts him?
Laughable.
I mean, I kind of like quarterback that shoots for the moon like that. Like, what do you think that's ever going to happen? Come on.
Only people that shoot for the moon are astronauts, okay? Because they can actually get there. Yeah. He's never going to get there. Now, the people have tried to do this and they're failed. NFL owners are laughing at that. It's never going to happen.
Because if NFL owners love anything, it's giving up partial profits.
To a rookie.
Right. And I feel like thoughts like this are just going to keep getting worse and worse as with the NIL stuff. Yeah, with the NIL, they're making so much money. They're like, how does it benefit me to go to your franchise? Woo me. I'm a college football player.
Calm down.
What? I don't know. Imagine how much cash flow I could bring to your franchise. Wait a minute. I mean, obviously,
I'm not going to 100% stay there the whole time of my career. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's not even an original idea. It's been sought after before. It's just going to be.
I think they said Aaron Rodgers asked for it with the Jets, and they were like, no.
Yeah.
But thank you for asking.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not going to happen. So I mean, good for him though. He's shooting, like you said, shooting for the moon. Maybe he'll get to an. I don't know. What do I say here?
All right, here. How about this? Out of the really bad teams right now, whose franchise do you think like is so desperate that they might actually just be like, all right, yeah, you can have a little bit of the franchise?
I think Arizona would.
Yeah, I was thinking Arizona.
Okay.
I was thinking Kyler.
No,
they would give it to Caleb.
Yeah. That's why I think the interesting part about the whole draft is a lot of the teams that could draft Caleb have decent quarterbacks right now.
Right.
Like Fields, you're gonna have to get rid of him if you want Caleb. Kyler, you're gonna have to like say no to him. There's multiple teams up top. Carolina, whatever those teams are, they already have quarterbacks already. So it's gonna be an issue. Like you said, someone's gonna have to like get rid of their quarterback to get him.
I think Houston should give 25% of ownership to Stroud because he's given that value already.
Oh, yeah. Maybe 20, maybe not 25%, but
it's a business. Yeah, 25 is insane, but it's a business. So it's like it's 1 year. It's like it's one player. It doesn't make sense. Caleb's crazy.
Some stock options or something.
At least good for like trying at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, as it stands, the Bears have the first and the second pick.
Yeah, they do, which is insane.
Stupid.
Good job, Carolina.
You get Caleb and Marvin Harrison and call it a day.
Oh my gosh, that'd be insane.
That's all you gotta do.
All right, who's your dud, Justin?
My dud is everyone's okay. Listen, no one really cares, right? This guy's already probably dropped by 1 million people already, but he was picked up on the assumption, and it's the running back landscape is so gross that this guy was picked up with expectations.
He was Fab Genius guy, right?
Yeah, Emari Demercado. I'm just going to say his name, but it's two carries, 11 yards, one catch, 6 yards. If you picked him up with any assumption, obviously it's a mystery on what was really going to happen there after Connor went down with so many different running backs there. It's gross. You don't want any part of it, and he's just getting dropped and flopped. I think he's probably already back on your waiver wire. I don't think that's an experiment that's going to work out. I will say there was one scenario where you looked at the stats and you're like, he ran a really good amount of routes. He was on there for a lot of the passing downs, but one catch for 6 yards doesn't really translate to much. So
he was the most cardio active, definitely. But
yeah, good for him. I'm happy for him. Yeah,
heck yes, he got his Fitbit going on in that game.
Yeah, he hit all his steps, but not his expectations.
Yeah, so I won't say too much on him, but it was a good try. We picked him up and that was it.
I think it's more dud for people like blowing Fab on him.
Right.
In my waiver league, people use their 2 on him, like, and then you drop him immediately. That's rough. It's hard to get.
It's sometimes it's worth a shot. If you're desperate enough, you're right. Especially the way the running backs are going with the bye weeks too. You're like, please,
just shot in the dark.
It's just crazy. You're starting him. Like I picked up Ingram in our league, and I was just like, I'm not starting him.
Yeah,
but it's nice to have like a little piece. But
right.
No, I get it.
I think the wild part that's hard to predict is that Damian Williams got called up from the practice squad for like half the snaps. Like,
and
because you can sign vets to practice squads now. That's why you're seeing names like Royce Freeman, Darrell Henderson. Like these guys wouldn't be signed to practice squads. They'd be
Myles Gaskin
just on the outside of that bubble. But now they're there and might get activated. Like I think Damian Williams is still like 1% owned in my league because they're like he's back on the practice squad. Who's picking him up? But every week they're probably going to elevate him.
They can move him the second the game starts. So my dud is Damian Pierce. The offensive line has improved the last couple of games and he hasn't. He did have a couple games last couple, but overall his season, 4th game of the year with under 40 yards. He hasn't been doing well. He does have a lot of the like line share of the backfield. I know Devin Singletary's in there, but Devin Singletary outrushed him this week. Devin Singletary shouldn't outrush anybody on the team. So that it just seems like it's not his year. It might have saw something last year that's not there now. I'm just not seeing a lot from him. They're definitely passing more too. New, coaching staff, everything. Stroud looks good. So this is something that, like you said, the running back position is fungible, and this is something you're showing that a kid could have one good year and then the next, barely.
Yeah. Singletary did get like a pretty noticeable boost in reps this week. Like it was almost shared.
You could see it. Yeah.
When there was like for the past few weeks, you were kind of resting on like Pierce is the guy. He's at least getting all the carries. Now you're like, okay, what the hell's going on? Like this is a concern.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was one of those people. I was like, I was trying to go out and see what what the price was on Pierce and to bring him on your team. I don't think it's over yet. I think his value is very, very low. I think you could probably get him for something very cheap. If you want to talk about an actual like buy low that people probably would help, transfer him over to your team, they would be happy to do that. So maybe, it could be worth something. But yeah, he's been pretty rough.
And especially he was like a top, like at least 6th round pick, right? He was one of the top 15 running backs taken because, like you said, the share was supposed to be his. Even with Singletary there, Singletary was just supposed to take the pass catching downs, right? But Singletary, like you say, he's getting some rushing carries, taking more snaps week to week. It's starting to become an issue.
Now it's what's tough picking running backs in new regimes because last year was a running offense and now it's not. So it seems like Stroud is spreading the ball out. Nico Collins, Tank Dell,
it's
Holton
Davis
Schultz,
Mills.
Davis
Mills is a running offense, right? So
when he's under center, you're not trying to pass that much. Let's get some dudes. All right, Michael Pittman with the best Gardner Minshew. I feel like it's an upgrade for that passing offense. 14 targets, 9 catches, 109, and only 1 touchdown on the season, but he still has sustained fantasy value. He had a down week. Last 2 weeks, I think it was 52 yards and 19, but he's going to get fed a lot. Little scary against the Browns defense, but
yeah, I don't think Minshew's terrible. Like I think we said last week, like you could do worse than Minshew as a backup. But
55 times they're not doing that. Yeah,
they are. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like just volume based, these pass catchers, him and Josh Downs, like they're gonna get a lot of opportunity, and I think that's something you're definitely trying to get, especially in PPR leagues. You're really just trying to find the volume and just hope, and they're going to be. I mean, with Richardson out all year now, at this point, they're going to be chucking a lot. I just don't think they're a very good football team. But and we'll see. We still have yet to kind of see the full load Jonathan Taylor and what that's going to look like.
Not on anyone's dud because
it's hard to say. It's too early.
It's like 2 weeks.
Too early. Yeah.
I don't know, but if you like, I mean, it depends where you got him. If you got him like 5th round and you're still waiting for him to pop in week 7.
I think if you drafted him early, it's because you did it all before all the BS that happened with contract and stuff. He was drafted like top 2 rounds, but now once the stuff came out, there was talk of him not even playing. So he started falling a little bit, but he hasn't showed any type of burst at all in the backfield.
Yeah, he's no Zach Moss, bro. He's no Zach Moss.
That's who got the deal was 42 million Zach Moss.
Moss is elite.
Here's his next 4 weeks: Cleveland, tough; New Orleans, tough; Carolina, that's a good week; New England, kind of heavy, and then a bye. That's not great.
No.
Yeah, we'll see.
You got like 3 weeks until fantasy playoffs. That's not great.
And then you're gonna roll them out. Yeah, I guess. I listen. Again, I expect the pendulum to swing. I don't think Moss is going to go away, but I do think he's going to be like Taylor will take over the backfield, at least the majority of the carries. And again, like you said, if you have him, you're going to start him. Like you picked him at a reasonable spot in the draft, and you got to put him out there and just hope for the best.
I mean, that's where I'm at with Ramondre, so I can't.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's been gross.
I'm just leaving him in. There's nothing you can do.
He's got to be there.
Do something.
Zeke scored a rushing touchdown last week, but it was the Raiders, so they make a lot of people look good.
The Raiders won.
So my dude Travis Etienne, this was somebody I wasn't honestly really high on coming into this season, and he's actually he's on this not necessarily for his effectiveness last week. 18 carries for 55 yards is not great, but the 2 touchdowns is amazing, and 3 catches for 28 yards. He's been really, really, really good. Like he's like top 3, I think, in half point PPR. Like he's been bonkers good. And I think there was a lot of talk that Tank Bigsby, or is it Tank? Is that who it is?
You got it.
Why did I just forget? For some reason,
name, so
it did. I was like, wait a minute, is that his name? That's his actual name. I forgot. And the reason why that hasn't stuck with me is because dude's just not getting the ball a lot. But there was a report coming out where they were saying that they wanted to take some of the load off of Etienne. Maybe
I don't believe that. I don't believe those reports.
I know. Well, that I'm just spewing what I'm hearing. And after this game and this 18 carries for 55 yards, they're saying we want to take down his workload a little bit so he doesn't just disintegrate. Which it's entirely possible. Etienne's been hurt before, and it can happen. But I mean, if you have him, you're probably winning. He's been really good.
And he's projected to get like 14 touchdowns this year. That's pretty good. He's already got 5 already.
Yeah. Now, like looking at his stats from last week, he didn't pop off the page with 2 touchdowns. any running back that gets you that is sustainable.
It's a good fantasy week. Mine, speaking of 2 touchdowns, Mostert, his big thing is just multiple rush touchdowns. Like half the games this year, 3 out of 6, 17 carries, 115, 2 touchdowns. Wilson's coming back eventually, but not yet. Noah Chan. So like
Achan.
Mostert's, that's a big surprise this year. I thought Achan has taken a lot of his carries when he was in there, but Mostert is doing it with like less than 20 carries every game. He's a speedster. He's getting the ball in the end zone. Like he's one of the top backs this year. He's got 9 touchdowns already this year. That's insane.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so he's been doing real well on that, really elite ground game and passing game the Dolphins have. So yeah, good for him. Not just getting 2 touchdowns this week, but just every other game he's getting 2 touchdowns. He had 3 already one week as well.
I have to ask you, for obviously you guys are in a bunch of fantasy leagues. The people who have Mostert and like Tyreek Hill and all these like all these really good Dolphins players, they're just blowing everybody out, and it doesn't
really
even look
fair.
fair. You look at their points scored, and you're just like, how are we supposed to compete with this? I feel like Mostert might be that wild card where Jeff Wilson comes back, Achan comes back, and then like it gets kind of muddy. So I'm hoping there's like some regression back down to normalcy for the people who have Mostert and all
got
these.
a thumb knee a little bit too.
That's what's wild about Mostert.
Yeah.
Like all preseason, off season, we've been saying like Mostert's not the back to own. It's not the long term play, but he's popped in the first 6 weeks. So it's like, I guess
what he's
we're
done
wrong
with the Niners too. He does have those. He's so good. He's got that straight line speed, right? But eventually, like what we said, his knee surgery they had a couple of years ago, it's not a normal knee surgery. So like we were down on him for multiple years, but like every year he's been doing well, so
that's why they have a million backs like Jeff Wilson, Solvin Ahmed, like all in the mix, Achan.
Right.
So they were making insurance policies behind Mostert, but they haven't needed it.
for sure.
That's
all right,
it.
Should we get
yeah.
some leftovers? Should we get down in the depths of the Lions and Rams depth charts?
we can see what's there, I guess. Yeah.
That's gross.
Let's
I
go
can't believe
dig
you
in.
even mentioned that.
The leftovers.
All right, just right off the bat, I know Zach Evans is already gone for everybody.
Yeah.
Pick one of these 3: Royce Freeman, Darrell Henderson, Myles Gaskin. Who's getting elevated?
Royce Freeman.
I think it is, huh?
It's probably Royce Freeman, but I'm a sucker for a good Gaskin. I don't know why.
I'm glad you guys didn't say Darrell Henderson because that's
No.
a great answer.
He's been bouncing around pack squads for 2 years almost.
I think
He's
if
on
you
the
guys are
Jags for, like, a little bit,
if you guys are going to say Royce Freeman, I'll just take Gaskin. I just feel like Gaskin, stylistically, similar to Kyron Williams.
What is he, a graphic design?
I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to imagine like a player that's going to come in and try to do what. Not that they're going to give.
Can I tell
give
you my
Myles
secret
Gaskin.
one? I got
Yeah.
one. 6%.
Okay.
Leonard Fournette.
Oh, he's going to sign somewhere.
He's signing
You're
somewhere
absolutely
very
right.
soon. I know the last couple of years he's been, I'll just say it, horrible.
He's a bowling ball.
He sucks.
He's a poor man's Mike Tolbert.
You're selling them, but yeah, these are leftovers, so yeah, it's okay.
I'm trying to make sure no one gets them. But what I'm saying is that no, he's gonna get signed.
Hop on the Fournette train now is what we're saying.
Yeah, because he was always going to wait for a team that was like a playoff team. He's going to go to like the Bills, like maybe a Jets if they win a little bit more, somewhere that's like just to be a little pass catcher. He's going to get like 10 touches a game.
He's what, 27, 28? Like he doesn't have an injury history too much, so
You need Fournette and Latavius Murray in the same backfield. I just like.
No, it's weird, but they just Damian Harris there had the next strain.
Yeah.
They already
Concussion and
brought in
next brain now.
Fournette the second he got hurt. So I mean they like their little stable and they keep adding to it. So he's a guy that was like I said, he wasn't going to ever be on a team to start the year. He's waiting for the right opportunity. So like Hunt waited, like Hunt had to wait for Chubb. Some of these players aren't going to get anything until things pop up middle of the season.
They're on a bye week. Mecole Hardman. What do you say?
That was my other one I
traded.
liked.
Just
Yes,
traded
I
to the
like
Chiefs. Are we back in on Mecole Hardman?
Were you?
well, we're out
ever
on MBS,
in-
so
yeah.
right.
No, I'm saying back in from like 2000.
Yeah,
20.
I'm in.
Like-
I think he's in. I think all those wide receivers on that team, they can just pick a week and one of them pops. MVS you're seeing that he's a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
He just runs straight.
So is Mecole to get those Justin Watson routes?
Maybe that's what because he's out with the wrist or
Elbow,
shoulder,
I think, yeah, something like that.
one of those. Yeah. No, but that's something that he's got. I like his end around thing, like like the Raiders do with that Trey Tucker kid. just like get like 40 yards on the end, and then that's 4 points. Because I don't know what you want from Mecole Hardman.
Yeah,
He's only 25. I don't know why you feel like he's been around forever, but 25 years old.
He has, because like there's been like 5 years where you expect him to do good, and you're like, oh, Chiefs.
Oh, that's
Chiefs,
it. Yes.
You know, like he never did it. Like it's very frustrating because like he was on a good offense, but like that was what we did with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We're like, oh, running back can catch, Chiefs offense good. And like it's like not as easy as that, right? So
are we gonna? Is Mecole Hardman gonna show up in this wide receiver room? And I'm okay. For people who aren't watching, I have a Spider-Man shirt on. But are they gonna do the Spider-Man meme? They're gonna do the Spider-Man meme where they're looking at each other and pointing at each other, like, wait, you, me,
yeah,
like
they're all like you said, like
what is
Rice catches touchdowns.
Right, it's like Kadarius Tony. Like, is he gonna be better than Tony?
Maybe,
Probably.
the same.
They play the exact
That's what I'm
same.
saying. Like, what? Flip a coin. No, I'd rather have Hardman because it looks like there's a desire and a want to bring him in
a little bit. And yeah. Let's see what else we got out there. All right, Lions running back room. We already went to the injury report. Craig Reynolds, kind of iffy for this week. I don't know that I would trust him if he does play. I don't know who they got. I mean, Zonovan Knight's on IR. Divine Ozigbo's who
I don't want him though. But I know we were shouting him out. But
Taylor said he's 2 feet tall. It's kind of might be tough to be effective.
I mean, I feel
Justin
like someone's
Jackson's
gonna
on their practice squad.
One of them is going to fall in the end zone. Somebody's going to fall in the end zone.
From the Chargers?
From the Chargers on that
Pick
practice
him
squad.
up. There it is, right there.
Be the only one. 0% owned in my league.
Don't do that.
Sorry, bud.
These are leftovers that I feel like if you got them out of your fridge, you might have to throw them away. Like
they got freezer burn 100%.
There's mold on them. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. This is rough. I mean, I honestly, Greg Reynolds goes out there and plays. I still don't feel thrilled about that.
I think that injury is.
I'm just saying, if he does, like everyone's like, got to start, right? Because it's the running back for the. No, I don't think Greg Reynolds is that guy, but I do think a running back's going to score a touchdown this weekend. And I don't know who it's going to be.
Is it crazy at this point in the season that we're like skipping over Gibbs? Like, oh, he's not going to be effective there.
Not with the soft tissue. Not with soft tissue.
Even if he does play, like they're not going to run him in the ground like they do Dave Montgomery. Like Dave Montgomery being out, that's like 22 carries that's getting split up after.
Yeah,
that means they just throw more.
Yeah,
I think
so.
I think I need to write a letter to Jahmyr Gibbs and tell him to go buy his tissues at like.
Who writes letters anymore?
I'm just saying. He needs to buy his tissues at like an off-brand like dollar store because those tissues are not soft. All right, they're abrasive.
Well,
and rough,
hard tissues wouldn't help either.
Oh no, that wouldn't. All right, that's fair.
Yes. Michael Mayer, I don't know if he's a leftover, but if he's out there, it looks like the Raiders like figured out that he's on the team.
Yeah,
I feel like you said his name 8 times today,
but we haven't kind of like elaborated on it. I feel like 23% rostered on Sleeper.
Yep.
Why not? Like I said, it's another one of those things. The running back landscape's a wasteland. The tight ends are even worse. So you can't go wrong.
I don't believe that.
I saw Hunter.
Running backs are worse.
Do you think they're worse than tight ends right now?
We
just talked about Divine Ozigbo.
All right, well, I didn't ask for that.
I didn't ask for that.
No one asked for that.
They're streaming him. If you're in that boat, just stream Keontae Ingram or something. I don't know.
Oof.
Pick up Damian Williams.
I just told you to pick up Leonard Fournette. Come on.
Yeah. All right. It does sound pretty gross.
It's almost Halloween. Michael Myers, Michael Mayer. It just makes sense.
Something there.
Sold.
Yeah. Sold. That's all I need to say. All right. I think we're out of leftovers. I think we dug too deep in the pantry. So shootouts and drafts time. Yeah, I was just thinking about That's the ones. Just throw the ones that are not. They don't spoil, but
no, these are. I'm sick to my stomach after that.
There, sir.
Give them to the rats.
Yeah, I'm not feeling good after that one.
Mice are in your cupboard. What do you mean?
Miami at Philadelphia, 51.5. Devontae Smith didn't practice today. Forgot him on the injury rundown, but hamstring popping up, even though he finished the game.
We're in a shirt
not a great
today.
sign. I know. Shout out Alabama. You got to show the 6.
Yeah. I don't want to move.
People think you're a Jalen Hurts fan right now. So.
Yeah. Allegedly a lot of points in this game. What do you think? I mean, obviously any Miami game, you're going to see a lot of points, right?
Lane Johnson's an interesting one for that. Didn't practice today with the ankle. Looks like Philly's going to get some pieces back on defense. Darius Slay, Fletcher Cox. So
my theory is actually I don't think this is the best run defense Miami's faced this year. I see them. I know they've been really well, but I see them struggling today. Not today, Sunday. So, I mean, I would actually lean towards under. I think it's a very high number. I totally agree with Miami, but Philly has a defense to shut this team down. You know, I know they have a couple injuries, like you said, but the D-line's going to get healthier. Slay should return. So
anything the Eagles can take from the Carolina Panthers doing a little something in the beginning of that game last weekend.
Carolina would like to take a 1D back from any team, so I don't know what their Eagles are going. You know,
I'm just saying, like looking at what happened. I mean, there was a moment there where like the Dolphins looked like they had a weakness. I don't know what happened. It was weird. Every time I looked,
3 minutes. It was 3 minutes of like, oh,
yeah. Hey, listen,
they're clearly playing the first 2 drives, and then everything after that was a problem.
Yeah.
It didn't work. Adam Thielen, though, come on.
That dude's balling.
If you had Adam Thielen on your team, there's no way you're not in the top 3 of your fantasy. Unless
you're cooking, because that was like a last round flyer, right? That was like
you're like, oh, let me get the last white wide receiver ever.
No, we were talking about that this morning. Like 100% of top
I know Cooper Cup's like trying to call into the podcast.
No, I was like, have you not heard of Jake Bobo? All right, what are you talking about? We got Bobo out there.
I don't know if you remember. I mentioned him on the first podcast of the year.
Adam Thielen walks so Bobo can fly.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I believe.
He's way too big to fly anywhere. He's like 9 foot tall.
He's got to buy 2 seats.
Yes.
He can't. Yeah, needs the leg room.
Shit. I wish I could do that.
Chargers at KC 47.5.
Are the Chargers good?
The Chargers aren't good.
I don't think they're good.
It's not like they shut down the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys were just inept and have been on offense.
Arguably, they shut each other down. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that was. I didn't realize it when I was initially seeing the matchup, but watching it, I was like, oh yeah, that's these teams. They're like the same. They're both.
Same.
They're two of
They both have horrible coaches that do not
throw
deserve
games
jobs.
away.
They should just trade coaches, honestly.
Yeah,
Kellen Moore should be the coach.
Kellen Moore. He's still. I don't know if his thing's working.
He's not coaching material
either. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't like Staley, but like he's connected over there, and they like him over there. But like,
when did he get gray in his beard? Like he seems like it was overnight.
Are you watching this season?
Yeah, it just happened this season. He's like, this is what's going on here.
Yeah, like this is what's in front of him. Yeah.
Imagine living or dying by the Chargers like that one fan. Sounds exhausting.
Yeah, no, that was hilarious. Yeah.
At least she has other teams to root for. So, sorry.
Green Bay at Denver 45. Just even 45.
That seems like a really good number.
That's a really good number.
I just want to say like it ends at 45.
Yeah. Look, Packers fan here.
Scared of Denver's offense?
Am I scared of Denver's offense?
Yes.
Not particularly.
Right now? Like scared of like watching them, or scared of like how good they are?
I am pretty bummed. I'm pretty bummed I have to watch this football game. To be honest.
What do you mean?
No one's making you. Like you can go enjoy the sunshine.
No. I mean you're a fan, bro. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch this game, obviously. But this is scary as a Packers fan, because this is going to kind of define the direction of not just this season, but the future. I feel like there's going to be way too much weight on this football game. If we lose to the Denver Broncos, it's like hair on fire.
It feels like 3 losses.
Oh yeah. So it's really we're gonna feel super down after this one, and then if you win, nothing's proven, right? You're like, yeah, it's the Broncos. So it's like, I don't know. There's
even if it's close, it's like, come on, it was the Broncos.
Right.
You're close.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing to be gained from this, even by winning. It's just like, okay, let's move on to the next week and see what we have. But if you lose, it's going to be dangerous in the threads online. It's going to be gross.
You know what the best bet in that game is, Justin? Denver Broncos first half.
Stop. No.
Stop. You said you were going to watch a first half of Packers game because they don't start playing football.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's scary to me.
You know the team.
They literally are the worst first half team to maybe ever exist. But they're horrible. And if they do it against the Broncos, I'm flipping a table, dude. I don't know. Aaron Jones back? Can we get something here? He's limited again. Still?
It's after the bye. It's fine.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's not Greg Dulcich. He didn't come back and like tear it again and then back to IR. So.
You were the one that drafted Jordan Love. You understand that, right?
I didn't do anything. All right. I'm not out on Jordan Love either.
Past 10 yards. He's really good underneath 10 yards.
I'm not out on Jordan Love.
He didn't have Christian Watson on the team, but yeah.
I'm still going to give him the whole season.
He doesn't run any routes under 10. Whole season?
I said I'm still going to give Jordan Love the whole season. I'm not. I don't have
not giving him past Denver.
Yeah, I don't have the. No, I'm saying I'm worried for the well-being of the players if they lose this one. That's
what they'll have to hear afterwards.
The mental health of the Green Bay.
Yes, it will be low. Anyway, let's move on.
Yes.
Arizona at Seattle 44.5. Not a lot of high totals this week.
Gross.
Kind of some gross matchups.
Well, because last week was like crazy low scoring.
Oh, so gross.
Yeah. Everything was nasty. Yeah.
I was telling Taylor before we hopped on this, my fantasy team in my home league, 14 teams, so it's a little thin, but not a single player on my team scored a touchdown.
Oh,
I was watching
Yeah, I
Red
wish you
Zone.
could
I was like,
anytime
where the
no
hell are
touchdown
my
is-
players? I'm trying to find my players on Red Zone. They didn't show up at all. It was disgusting. It was so depressing.
It's a long day.
Yeah,
Long day
it was
watching Red Zone when nobody on your team's involved.
Yeah.
No, you
it
know
was
what?
rough.
You're gonna have a positive regression, so you should like take a picture of your team and just
Yeah.
early all those touchdown scores together.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Bijan, could you get a rushing touchdown? Thanks.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Stop drafting rookies. I learned it a long time ago, just because this is what my process or my theory. So there's not a lot of stuff going on in the off season, right? So then there's rookie camps. So you guys get all excited. Not you guys, us as analysts and whatever, get all excited about watching rookie camps, and then preseason.
Because they're the only ones involved. The veterans aren't involved.
Right, and then preseason happens. Once you get training camp, they're starting to find roles. So you're talking more about the role of Najiba than how Lockett's doing. You know what I mean? So then you get sucked into that, and then preseason you see Michael Mayer and Chris Strevler ball out, and you're like Aiden O'Connell, and you're like, oh, those guys are really good, and then you draft them higher than you should because that's the only thing you're seeing. And then like Jahmyr Gibbs, no one in their right mind should be drafting him early. Like
I would. Yeah,
I don't know. It's just every rookie, I mean, even LaPorta, like you got him because you drafted him right spot. You didn't know if you overshot with LaPorta, you're probably not doing well. It's just it's rookies are just it's
okay. So one note, I'll push back a little bit on the Bijan because it was ninth. I was ninth pick in the first round, and what was left after that was a Saquon Barkley. It was Saquon Barkley. Admittedly, I was upset that I didn't pick Nick Chubb or Bijan, but dodged a bullet with Nick Chubb. That was luck.
Sure.
But Saquon too. I mean, Derrick Henry? Like these are the running backs that were in that range. That
I totally understand.
Yeah. I'm still okay with Bijan. Like he's getting points. Like I feel like every week is
the
his
most
floor.
catches as a running backs, right? So
yeah,
it's not horrible. Yeah.
Every week is an okay floor. If he just pops one, you're like, whoa, okay, here it is. This is what I wanted. But it just hasn't happened yet, and it's getting a little weird.
No, it's just like from a process. Like I was drafting like the Montgomerys and stuff like later than drafting. Like I was just getting wide receivers in the first round. I wasn't even touching a running back. It's just like
right.
Like even like when that teardrop happened, I guarantee you there's a wide receiver right now that's doing good in that teardrop. I know you're naming running backs.
I'm looking
right
at
now.
it. So Diggs, obviously Diggs would have been big. Diggs would have been good.
It's just a process switch.
AJ Brown. And
it's
Devontae Adams. Like
I never had that. See, I wasn't having that
good.
issue. Yeah. See, what you do is like when you go off that position. Quarterback was also there was a teardrop there too. Like after like the Herberts and stuff, I didn't really want anything like that until later on. Like Tua's and stuff, too much little weird stuff going on, but like obviously good, right? But no, I just think it's just the rookies. It's just hard for me to draft a rookie in the first or second round. And I don't think I'll ever do it. I don't think I've never seen anything like that. Like,
yeah, I mean, running backs is the only ones where I kind of like, okay, a little bit
fantasy,
more okay.
They're fantasy, so you're.
I definitely wouldn't do a tight end. I definitely wouldn't do. Well, I'd have to really know that a wide receiver like Calvin Johnson-esque is stepping into just no role.
Trust me, no, we did it for Pitts. And Pitts actually had 1,000 his rookie year. So arguably his rookie year is when people didn't look bad about Pitts. It's the last 2 years. That, that's been a problem. But no, it's just like it's hard to do. Running backs are totally are interesting because like you had the Todd Gurleys back in the day, and like the Melvin Gordons, and you're like those were immediately when they were on the teams, immediately had all the target share, they had all the carries, like they were fantasy relevant from the get go.
Yeah, and Arthur Smith wasn't coaching those teams either, so
correct.
That's good.
Yeah, I think. They have London. They got London. France,
France. I knew you were going to go. I was like, somebody got to say France.
No, they have all these top, 15 picks, top 10 picks. And like, if you're doing this with that, like your running back shouldn't lead. I know he's a really good, pass catching running back, but it's like, you're not utilizing him right if he has more carry.
Why is he splitting with Algier? I loved Algier in preseason.
Algier is getting
because Algier can run.
Is it a 50-50 though?
Algier's getting it's not even remotely close to 50-50 when they get inside the 5. It is like
it's
98% Algier, and I'm like, what?
That's worrisome because that means that they think he's not an effective runner within a 10, which is arguably he did show that at Texas. He's good at running, through the get to the certain red zone, but.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like you said, though, he is closer than most. Though once he has that pop week, he's like one of those. I remember like watching hockey. I never going to support him, but like hockey, these rookies sometimes they look lost. Like they're on lines, they're line switching. You look like they're looking to drinking water on the sideline. You're like, this kid has no idea what he's doing. Then like the 10th game, things slowed down, and he's getting a point a game. You know what I mean? So It's the same thing for any sport, right? It's going to slow down, right?
I did take a little bit of joy in seeing Arthur Smith just have like a little meltdown on the sideline. Every time you looked at him, he was like, "What the heck's going on?" Like with the Ritter,
bro.
the
It's
Ritter.
you.
Yeah, what's Ritter? Yeah, you when you roll Ritter out there, I don't know.
He's sitting right there. Come on,
put him in.
Put him in.
Yeah. Oh God, I can't believe that Ritter is still starting and Arthur Smith still has a job. Is fascinating to me. I don't know what's going on over there.
Going back to Green Bay, I can't believe we almost got through a whole show without Justin mentioning that James Robinson has a job again.
I wasn't going to say anything because I don't think it's gonna matter that much.
He's going to be on the practice squad the entire year. Yeah,
I will have to go out and buy a jersey now. When your son gets a job, you really need to get like
hopefully you can
you have to. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited for that jersey. That's going to be nice.
They're never gonna make a Packers.
I bet the custom is. What's his number? It changes every day. We haven't. He hasn't decided yet. It's a new number every day.
P.S.
Yeah.
Maybe get a cool like digital jersey that you can change the number yourself.
Oh yeah, wait, that'd be sick.
Flag football mesh jerseys that are like you wear in PE. Just like 4 on it.
Hey, 2028, James Robinson's coming for you in the flag football Olympics.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Hey, wait a minute. That'd be awesome.
I heard they're gonna make
you
a
play
team.
with them
I heard
if you
they're
want.
making a team. I heard like there's like one of the players.
Who was it? Michael Parsons.
Yeah, he said like if that's legitimate, that's cool.
That's cool.
Just make sure they're all fast because I don't think they understand that how to play flag.
We're not getting wiped by Canada in flag football. Come on.
You imagine they just like
now
just roll out the
now it happened.
America. There's like a vote or something like that, and they're just like, we're sending the Miami Dolphins offense.
No,
it's over.
I think that's what
it's
it is.
over.
It's literally like when it's like basketball when they realize like things might be like, oh, we might not be automatic gold medal.
The redeem team.
They're just gonna call in the team. Yep. The A+ track team.
They wouldn't even need to do that. They could just send Alabama. Like that's all it takes.
It's true. That's just get the fastest people and call it a day. That's all you need. Speed wins, especially in flag. So.
Oh, 100%. All right, last one. Pitt at the Los Angeles Rams, 43.5.
Why would you say this?
Coming off a bye. I don't know. Just because their offense is in the pits.
Okay, that's fair. If they don't come out,
Jalen Warren finally have the job come out.
That's what I'm saying. If they don't come out of the bye, and I see a significant shift in workload for Jalen Warren, I'm going to be depressed.
You won't.
I'm going to be depressed then.
You heard it first.
Spoiler alert. You won't. Yeah.
Deontay Johnson back.
Yeah,
Deontay Johnson
he
FP'd
today,
so he's like Pickens is not getting it done. I need to come back.
He is though.
Yeah, he was kind of doing a little bit of work. They can win though in different areas. I think that's okay. They should be like a really good tandem, but it's
Johnson. I don't like him. Yeah,
you don't like Deontay?
Him? Oh, what?
No, I'm okay with Deontay Johnson. I don't know.
He can't catch for one. And number two, I think I've drafted him multiple times where he like isn't ever what he should be. He gets open all the time though.
Does Canada ever like advise throwing the ball down the field either?
I don't know. I don't know what their flag football team's going to be.
Canada?
Matt Canada.
I say Canada.
Canada College.
I think it's Matt Canada, right? I asked the Pittsburgh fans. They were chanting it. They were literally chanting "fire him." So yeah, they know how to say it.
I say Canada.
Okay.
It's definitely Canada.
I say potato.
Potato. No one does. Get out of here, Justin. Your daughter might.
Yes, she does. This game, I don't know, man. I'm looking for. I'm only watching it for my guy Puka.
I'm okay with the Rams right now. I mean, Kyron's going to be out. I mean, they're going to have no run game, right? So maybe lead to an under. But then Steelers look like they're completely healthy, so they're getting everybody back. So
Steelers defense scares me at every position. Like starting fantasy guys against them.
Watt and Highsmith are beasts on the end. You ain't getting into ball out. You got to get the ball out quick.
Old school.
I'm ready for Puka and Cooper Kupp to pull the first time in NFL history 2 guys getting 20 targets in a game on the same team.
Yeah, are you scared by what happened with Puka first week?
No, but remember we talked about it last week. I said, listen, people are going to be panicking and freaking out. If you watch the game, he's still getting 30% target share. Like it's significant that he's still getting the ball, and he dropped the touchdown. He dropped the touchdown. So people, again, this is another scenario. Like I said, if somebody does this, you want to buy in, you could buy in now if they're a little freaked out. But we were telling them last week, just hold the dude. He's going to be fine. Like
if you were sustained by his production though, you're going to definitely see a fall off, so that's definitely an issue for sure.
Yeah. Oh, Cooper Kupp is so good. Like stupid good at football.
So good.
It's gross.
He's like, give me my throwing back, Puka. Thanks for holding it. Thanks for keeping it warm.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess that's it then, huh?
Yeah.
What a fun week.
Any wild prop predictions this week? Anyone you're smashing the under, smashing the over?
No, I don't know. I put in a $3 bet last week.
What?
Eight leg parlay, right? I was like $3.
That's how you make some money, ladies.
This is my whole weekend. I did an 8 leg. Going into Sunday night,
Yeah.
I was 6 for 6. I needed the 2 from Sunday Night Football to win off of that, and I got 1 out of the 2. Waller under 10 fantasy points. What didn't go over was Gabe Davis 40 yards.
Oh.
That was it. That was fit.
Betting on Gabe Davis.
Don't
I was trying. All right.
This is a PSA. Don't put Gabe Davis in any of your legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're asking for
That's fair.
trouble.
That's fair.
I don't know how that dude like scores so many touchdowns. I'm like, why is Gabe Davis open?
He's been doing all right. I mean, it's not old
Gabe Davis.
This isn't old Gabe anymore, all right? This
Yeah.
is
not
new
fantasy
Gabe.
relevant, but I'll take the under James Cook, under rush receiving.
Okay.
Patriots will shut him down.
Yeah.
There it is. There's your little bet at the end of the podcast. Very nice. If you cash off of this, we get a cut. That's the rules.
That's how it works.
Yep.
Or else we send a guy.
We don't know who, but somebody's coming.
Multiple people.
Someone's
It's not just one person.
It's a task rabbit, so yeah, it changes every week.
It's a rabbit.
All right, thanks guys. We'll catch you next week.